Despite the efforts of the great leaders that came before us, voting turnout across the country is not as constant as we would hope. In every election, there seems to be new concerns and battles that challenge the voting rights and voting activity of minority groups, especially African Americans. We commend our Divine Nine sisters and brothers that paved the way for voting rights, as well as those that continue to encourage the fight. In this episode of Grown in Greek TV, I talk with attorney and soror Jameria Johnson Moore about the efforts to not only encourage voting in our local elections, but how her agency is helping to reestablish voting rights for many. This is Grown in Greek TV. It's so much fun to be able to be in the midst of great people and soon to call you the Honorable.
We're claiming it.
Yes, we are going to claim it.
Yes.
We are going to claim it. But my soror, Jameria Moore, by trade, you're an attorney.
Yes.
Before that, engineer.
Yes.
And now you're running for
Probate judge.
Yes,
in Jefferson County.
In Jefferson County, Birmingham, Alabama. So we have to talk about all of that.
Okay.
All of that, and of course, Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. So we've actually met this year at the Magic City Classic, and you were pulling for, of course, your alma mater, Alabama A&M University.
Yes, I
Y'all
was pulling.
lost.
We did lose, but that's okay.
Y'all
lost. We lost. However, the band did do well. The band did well. I'm not sure. Some people tell me we didn't win, but I say we won the halftime show.
You won the halftime show.
Yes.
I'm teasing. My mother's a graduate of Alabama State, so I got to pick with you a little bit. But so let's go. Let's talk a little bit about just your career and why you are stepping into another realm, running for probate judge, and just I've heard how brilliant you are, and I see that.
Well, thank you.
But being a product of Alabama A&M University, how has the HBCU experience shaped your life?
Well, that's a large question because I love my university. When I first entered Alabama A&M, I was just covered with love from the administration, from the teachers that pushed me out of my comfort zone because I'm a nerd. Okay, I'm an engineer nerd. Math was my thing, and they pushed me to become a part of the SGA honor societies, and of course Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated also helped to develop and shape me. My first love, of course, was engineering. Started working in engineering with the Alabama Department of Transportation.
Okay.
I stayed there for a number of years, left, went into private industry here in Birmingham and also in Mississippi, came back to the Alabama Department of Transportation, learned how to just develop the craft of talking to individuals. I worked with a number of municipalities on condemnation cases, things that would relate to land and land services. And what I've learned is that we as individuals, we have to learn more about our assets, and we don't do that. And that's my goal, is to teach people how to keep and manage our assets, because we so easily lose them. I mean, through probate matters where our parents may have owned land and somehow we just didn't know they owned it, and now it's gone back to the state, or it's gone to somebody else who's come up and taken over for taxes, and we've lost so much property to that. And if anyone can tell you property is a major asset, that's a money.
Right.
So just overall a teaching experience and trying to help our community learn more about that.
Now, do you speak?
I do.
Okay.
I do. I go out. I teach classes. I actually teach conflict resolution classes. I also teach classes about wills, estate matters. I teach about land matters. I'm always trying to have seminars at my office. My office is located in Inslee.
Okay.
We have a facility for training. I partner with churches to tell the elderly how important it is for wills and how to tell people where they want things to go,
right,
so that we can keep our families together. What I found is that sometimes we think that the family court, where we talk and fuss about child support, is family court, but the real family court is probate.
Wow.
Nothing would separate a family like money and dealing with separating mama and them stuff.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Families will split if dad's not talking to brother. That's a whole generation lost because his side is going this way and they're never going to speak again. So we're always concerned with keeping families together because in probate, those are places where people stop talking and will never talk again. Not just dad and brother. Now the dad, son, and the daughter, they're not speaking. So we have a lot of separation from that. And my goal is to bring some mediation to those families because it's a very emotional time. It's a time that we have to just really pull together and try to keep families together.
And so that's really your inspiration for running for Public Church.
Definitely.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I ended that actually happened to my family.
Wow.
And so it's very personal to me.
Right.
My father cared for my grandmother and she passed away and our family split. And I worked diligently to bring our family back together. We had to go through mediation. We had to heal some wounds, but there was nowhere that would offer us that.
Right.
We didn't have a place that you could go and say, this is specifically for this purpose.
Right.
We can always get grief counseling and things of that nature, but we don't get that counseling that's needed for a whole family to come together to heal. And that's why that's one of my passions, is to keep families together after they go through the loss of a matriarch or a patriarch or someone in the family that can separate them.
So in other words, we must make you the honorable.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. That we have to, because we have to continue to build our communities. We're talking about crime, we're talking about all of that, but it all builds with family. The stronger the family, the stronger the family environment where everybody's a part of it, the stronger we can have our communities and the less crime you'll see.
Amen. Well, I don't want to get too political and I don't want to, go left, but I think it's important for us to talk about the importance of voting.
Yes.
And the importance of our vote.
Yes.
Can you really just, in the climate that we're in now, can you talk about how important that is? And not only, for us to get you in office, but for other candidates. Can you please talk about
Yes, I want to say we have to go out and vote. It is a must. It is not even something that we can even discuss. Right now, the climate that we're experiencing is because we have decided not to go out and vote. We decided that nothing's going to change, but one vote, every vote matters. And one of the things I wanted to share with you on the voting matter, we are giving a class also for anyone who has had a possible felony, for those individuals that may have been incarcerated. That class is scheduled in January. I'll give it to you and you can post it. We're trying to get everybody that can be registered to vote to get registered. A lot of people that I've met, I can't vote. I had this. No, let me look at your record. Let me help you, because every vote matters. The importance of voting. It is just not, I get all the time, that's kind of old school, we died for the vote. Yes, people died for us to be able to vote. And every day that we get a tweet or Twitter or anything from all of these different people that have made it to office because we stayed at home and we did not vote, it has to end. It has to end now. We need to vote for smart, competent individuals. There is enough information on the internet, in print, on television for everybody to make an informed decision and get out and vote.
It's important.
It's very important.
For those that are maybe not in the Birmingham area, could they contact you in order to get classes or get some tutelage and all about?
If you are in Alabama, we can help you. We can take a look at your record. We can see what's going on, and you may be able to vote.
Okay.
And so our office is offering that assistance free of charge.
Okay.
Yes.
Outside of Alabama, can people contact you?
Well, outside of Alabama, they can contact us. We may be able to get them with someone who's doing the same thing in that area.
Okay.
But for Alabama, anywhere in Alabama, if you can give us a call, and I'll be more than happy to share our number. It's 868-3016. We are offering a class. We're going to partner with churches in the area so that we can make sure that everyone who has the ability to vote can have the right to vote.
So in other words, there's information out there.
Yes.
There are people like you who are there to assist.
Yes.
All people have to do is contact.
All you got to do is call, ask the question. We're there to answer.
Let's talk about Greek life and Greek organizations. Of course, we're focusing right now, obviously, Grown in Greek TV, on Greeks in participation with the voting process. How important is that? You know, churches have their role, but as the Greek community, they're like 2.5 million.
Yes. We are leading, and we need to lead because we need to be at those universities. We need to go, especially for the graduates, because that's where I am now.
Right.
We need to go to our universities. We need to go to our undergraduate chapters. We need to make sure that an 18-year-old that's going to college, our sororities, our fraternities need to grab those people. No one should enter on a registration day without having a register to vote form in their hand. So as Greek organizations, we have to lead that role. We got to lead it. We are leaders in our universities, and we have to take a step up and say, hey, freshmen out of high school, here's this form. We need you to fill this out. We need you to register to vote, because right now a lot of people don't know, even in the tax bill that's being passed, it is going to affect individuals who have student loans. Those things are in that tax bill. It's not being blared out, but it's in there. You got to dig, you got to look for that. And the way that we stop that is we get our fraternities, our sororities out to tell these young people to vote. Then once we tell them to vote, then we have to stay with them to educate them on what they're voting for.
Right.
Yes, it is very important. So that's how I think that we can, as sororities, fraternities, we can get engaged in the process. Yes, we need to pull those students in.
Well, I appreciate you so much.
Thank you for allowing me to interview with you.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
And who knew that us meeting in passing at a football game would bring us here? And it's an honor to sit and talk to you.
Well, thank you.
And I'm a fan.
Well, thank you. And I'm a fan of yours as well.
I'm a fan.
I'm always looking, and when they post something that comes up, Grown and Greek, hey, I'm with it. And so I've tried to solicit my sorors in my chapter. Come on, let's get a part of this and get with the movement. And I'm so excited for what you're doing.
Well, I'm excited for you and behind you 100%.
Thank you.
We got to do this.
All right.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.